Going on, Jay on the Segway. In today's video, we're going to talk about the Insta360 X360 mount for the X3, X4, doesn't matter, X2, X1, any Insta360 camera that you have, that you've purchased one of these mounts for. There's something I needed to mention in another video, which is my most recent video that I didn't mention. I'm going to mention it here in this video. The mounting system, Insta360 X mount. They come with this little base right here, okay? And what this base is something you can use to screw your hands. You can use to screw with your hands manually. The problem with this is there's no cushion when it comes to, if you guys look, a lot of mounts or whatever that you have, they'll have some sort of a cushioned base. You see this one right here has a silicone base. What that does is allows, when you start to screw something together, when you start to screw something like this, which is metal, to something else that is metal, you always want to have that cushion, so as you get to the part where it's getting real tight, it compresses and it kind of helps form some sort of a tight seal. That doesn't happen here. The Insta360's mount, this is the part right here that I'm going to tell you guys to be careful about, okay? And this is just my experience. Others may not experience the same thing, but this is just from my experience. Inside of here, you don't see any silicone, you don't see any rubber or anything. It's just straight bare metal. If you take the XMOUNT360, which is bare metal, you take the X4 camera, for example, or the X3, it doesn't matter, and on the bottom, Insta360 has this little bit of a cushion here on the bottom by the 1/4 inch thread. Now, I'm going to take the XMOUNT360. I'm going to use all of the components that comes with their kit. I'm going to screw it together. Okay, so what Insta360 essentially expects you to do, you could use vice grips to tighten this, but then that's a tool that you have to add to your toolkit in order to tighten this properly. Otherwise, if you're out in the field and you're removing the XMOUNT360, because let's say you need to change your battery, the XMOUNT360's mount is automatically going to be on the side with the battery because your microphone adapter goes right here on the USB-C door, and you have a short USB-C, short 3.5mm cable that goes to what would be your DJI Mic Mini or DJI Mic 2 receiver that you'll use this mount for, because Insta360 hasn't, up until now, given us an audio solution to use with their cameras. So the problem is, guys, I did a video with my Honda Navi where I was riding it all day. All day on the Honda Navi was basically about 70-something miles of riding. Now, this thing on a selfie stick, pretend this is a selfie stick. I know this is just this is kind of a selfie stick. You would screw the other side of the 1/4 inch thread onto something like this. What happens is, this is the weak point. You see right in here where all this metal is connected? That's your weak point. It's on the bike, it's vibrating, it's vibrating, it's vibrating, it's vibrating. All in all, it's getting loose. When I got done with my ride with the Honda Navi, my Insta360 camera was like this. You see how that thing's just moving around? It got loose where the metal to metal points of contacts were. Let's take my Insta360 X3 for example. The X3 is being used with Insta360's quick release mount, which in my opinion is the best mount ever. So I've converted all of my cameras to Insta360's quick release mount. But we're gonna go on ahead and screw Insta360's quick release mount. And the other side, if you get the full kit, it's gonna come with the base, and then it's gonna come with the actual quick release mount. The base right here, you see how the point of contact is a lot longer? This is what you want versus this very narrow point of contact right here, on top of the fact that it's metal versus metal. Now, even if they did put the silicone base in between where there is no metal to metal contact, when you start to tighten this and you tighten it, the silicone, take a good look at that. You see that? You see how it's starting to bend at the tip? That's what happens when you start to screw this together too tight. So imagine having just narrow point of contact right here. Imagine this narrow point and you're tightening it really tight. That silicone base right there, the stuff that you want to use to have a really good foundation, when it start to peel up, and then you compromise the connection between the plate and the screw and the camera. You get what I'm saying? versus using Insta360's quick release mount, you'll still have the plate, you'll still be able to use the XMOUNT360's mount that you can screw to your camera. So I wanted to show you guys that difference, because some people might see the entire kit that this XMOUNT360 come with and be like, oh, I'm going to use this screw. And although it's a very good idea, it's a very bad idea, depending on, okay? If you're going handheld, you have full control, it's probably not a big deal, but it's an unnecessary risk, okay? You can screw it to your selfie stick like this and then have two narrow points, because remember, if you plan on using a selfie stick, the selfie stick's 1/4-inch threading is usually narrow as well. So now you got a bunch of narrowness going on, and you have this long camera. It's the length of the camera. If the camera was only this short, it probably wouldn't be as bad, but because the camera's so long, there's a lot more extra to dangle. Just imagine this sitting on the back of your car or the back of your motorcycle, and it's just doing this the whole time. Over time, this, you see, it just gets loose, and then eventually, I mean, if you don't stop to take a check on it, it's going to just fall off your bike. Versus the Insta360's quick release mount, you mount it to your camera, and you see you got all of this foundation to keep the camera held onto your selfie stick. This is what I would recommend doing. You do what you will, but I forgot to put this in the last video that I made with the Insta360's XMOUNT360's mounts. Don't use the 1/4-inch screw that they come with if you want to be extra safe. This is just my experience. Use the Insta360's quick release mount system, and then remember, they have the lock and the unlock button, and then when you need to take the camera, you can just unsnap the camera, versus using this where you're going to have to unscrew it and do all that kind of stuff. Sure, you can take the Insta360's quick release mount base and screw it onto this, but remember I told you about the point of contact? So now you'll have a base with a skinny point in the middle, and then as you tighten it and tighten it and tighten it, that silicone base is gonna get compromised. It's gonna lose its adhesiveness to the actual plate itself, or to the base itself, and you're just kind of screwing everything up. So my opinion just says, Insta360 quick release mount, forget about this 1/4-inch screw when you get the Insta360 X360 mount. All right, you've heard it here, you heard it first. I had a commenter on my original video tell me, hey, do you recommend, how do you feel about the mounting system? And he totally reminded me to add this into that video that I made with the XMOUNT360's mount. So Jenna said, well, thanks for watching. Get in the comments. I got the link. Should I put the link for this? I'll put the link for this in the description below. No one's sponsoring this video, by the way. This is all paid for with my own money, and I just want you guys to be informed. So thanks for watching. Peace.